Victoria Forte here. Valerie Hernandez. Rick Smith.
Here.
Howard Sullivan.
Here.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll start with public participation and recognition. And first is acceptance of gifts and donations, and this is an action item. That the Board of Education accept with gratitude the donation of 44 Samsung Galaxy Tab 4 tablets with a value of $1,804 to the Technology Department from American Marketing and Publishing of Dekalb. The tablets will be used to support Google Expedition and to control STEM devices in the district. The donation of 232 Chromebooks with a value of $8,816 to the Technology Department from Central School District 301 in Burlington that will be used to support the Curriculum and Technology Initiative and the device loaner pools in the buildings. And the donation of $4,989.92 awarded to Clinton Rosette Middle School from the Toshiba American Foundation to purchase STEM resources that include a classroom bundle of 12 Beck RobotX kits and a 3D printer. These resources will be implemented in the STEM class for grades 6 through 8, and the 3D printer will be available to all students and staff in the building. Do we have a motion?
I'll move. Second.
Okay. Roll call, please. Fred Davis.
Yes.
Jeff Albrecht.
Yes, with gratitude.
Karen Malak.
Yes.
Victoria Newport.
Yes.
Valerie Hernandez. Yes. Rick Smith.
Yes.
Howard Sullivan.
Yes.
And thank you to the very generous donations that were given to our technology departments.
Thank you so much.
Okay, next we have public comment. Members of the public who wish to speak to the board should complete a request card prior to the meeting. This section of the meeting will be reserved for comments from the public. All comments should be limited to 3 minutes. Criticism of individuals is not in order. Do you have any cards? We have John Schaefer, and to speak on gender policy.
Hello. Okay, thank you very much for letting me speak. Transgender and gender fluid people's main goal is to use the facility of the gender they identify with while avoiding harassment. When people bring up a gender policy, the main argument against it is, what about the average students? What if someone just pretends to be transgender so that they can harass people? This doesn't happen. This argument is used as a weapon to further expel transgender people. When we reinforce harmful lies, it contributes to the harassment and violence towards trans people. According to USA Today, 41% of trans people try to kill themselves during their lives because of bullying and isolation. During an intruder drill in a school in Virginia, a trans girl was left in the gym while everyone else went into the locked rooms. Her life wasn't taken seriously, and she was viewed as less because she was transgender. This is why we need protection and the ability to use the facilities our gender identifies with. So nothing like this happens in the health.
Next, we have board committee reports and correspondence. Anybody?
I attended Curriculum Council, and we're going to have presentations, so I'm not really going to elaborate much on it. The only thing I do want to comment about, and really this is directly taken from an email that was sent to everyone at Curriculum Council, and this is one of the topics of taking away the requirement of technology. So the email, I mean, this is, I feel like this Curriculum Council literally sits on two sides of this, and this is why I'm bringing it up so that the board is aware. I know, Howard, you weren't there at this last one, so I want to fill everyone in. This is one of the important, I think, bulletin points as far as this topic goes. The students of our district have the great fortune to carry with them and utilize 24/7 in Chromebook. This is a tremendous opportunity for them, and we all can agree that these devices create a wealth of opportunities for both students and teachers. While these devices are certainly seen as technology, we feel they fall short of demonstrating technology as utilized by higher education, business, and industry. Chromebooks and similar technologies are simply not utilized to run businesses, programs, and operate intelligent machinery, run robust software for design, architecture and engineering, for finance and accounting, or even to own and operate a small business. So I do want to bring this up just because it is something that I feel like Curriculum Council as a whole, and we have different people sitting on that curriculum council. So people brought up two different points, do they remove this requirement for graduation, or do they continue to, have it? I know that Christy brought up a point about the reason for removing some of this is also to kind of accommodate for a subgroup of students in special ed who also have had many barriers due to the technology requirement for graduation. If I'm speaking correctly or no.
I was just bringing that perspective to the table.
So there's a lot of conversation, and I just want the board to just know that this is obviously a topic that, two people sit on different sides, and that we as a board maybe should look at closely.
Can I ask a question?
Oh, directly to me, I don't know that I can answer that.
Okay, all right, we'll do it tomorrow.
Does anybody else have anything? I spoke with Dr. Adams, or Dr. Cohen last week. Within our diversity plan, there is a diversity, I guess, for all of us to go through in the diversity plan, some training. I talked to Dr. Cohen, and he gave me 2 dates. One is Wednesday, October 24th, from 5:30 to 7:30. The second date is Wednesday, November 14th, from 5:30 to 7:30.
Wednesday, November 14th,
And the other one is the 24th, Wednesday the 24th.
but both one's in October, one's in November.
Yes.
Okay.
October 24th
In the evening.
in the evening, 5:30 to 7:30, November 14th and October 24th. I do know we have FFAC on the 14th. So, but what I'm asking each board member to do is please email Melissa with which dates you can make the training. And then we'll figure out which ones we can do. They did say we could look into January at these dates when it work. Anything else? Okay, next we have possible expulsion of student number 101618. This is an action item. That the Board of Education approve the expulsion of student number 101618 as identified in the student's file kept in the superintendent's office for the remainder of the 2018-2019 school year, as well as the 2019 summer session. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Carolyn,
Yes.
Victoria Ford,
Yes.
Valerie Pena Hernandez,
No.
Craig Smith,
Yes.
Howard Solomon,
Yes.
Fred Davis,
Yes.
Jeff Palmer.
Yes.
Next, we have the official response to the third level DCTA grievance 2017-2018-1. This is an action item that the Board of Education approve the board's official response to the third level DCTA grievance 2017-2018-1 and authorize the district administration to submit it to the DCTA. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Valerie Pena Hernandez,
No.
Craig Smith,
Yes.
Howard Solomon,
Yes.
Fred Davis,
Yes.
Jeff Palmer,
Yes.
Peter Millett,
Yes.
Victoria Ford.
Yes. Okay, next we have presentations. Looking towards college and career readiness at Dekalb High School. And this is an informational item. Dr. Jenny Huber and Dr. Vicki Tuskin.
Good evening, board. Tonight,
we're going to come before you with 4 course proposals for the high school. And we're bundling them together because they really fall under what we're going to describe for you, building opportunities for our students at Dekalb High School towards college and career readiness. So as Jamie shared with you this summer, the district improvement plan focuses on implementation of the Illinois ESSA plan, and specifically the college and career readiness indicators. In addition, we are looking for ways to fulfill the Illinois PACE framework, which is the post-secondary and career expectations. So what you're going to see tonight are 4 course proposals that help to fulfill and move the district forward as part of Goal 3 of the district improvement plan, and specifically to address those indicators as it relates to college and career readiness and the Illinois PACE framework. To begin with, we're going to start with a presentation from Eric Grays, who is going to talk with you about the transitional math course.
Good evening. I'm Eric Grays. I teach high school math over at high school. So, you tell I'm a little nervous. When it comes to transitional math, so many of us went over to Kishwaukee not too long ago and started talking with the community college a little bit on what this course is going to look like. So transitional math, the main purpose behind it is to kind of broaden that 4th year for our students. So with a 3-year college requirement, not a lot of kids are looking to actually get that 4th year of math, or at least not as many as we would hope. So what transitional math is going to help us do is kind of fill in a little bit of a void that we have. So right now, when it comes to 4th year offerings, we have pre-calculus, statistics, and honors pre-calc or AP Calc, which most students have to be kind of tracked into at a much younger age. So for our 4th year students, what transitional math will do is it takes the on-track juniors who have completed Algebra 2, and it gives them an additional option for that 4th year. And so we would actually come up with a agreement with Kish where we outline a memo of understanding. Kish understands what we're doing, and we all kind of meet on the same page. And so what it would do for those students is it would give them the 4th year of math to kind of help them get into actual credit-bearing classes when they attend college. So that's going to be the main driving force for us when we sell it to the students, or at least pitch it to them. Get that extra 4th year of math, help you be a little bit more successful, and actually have guaranteed placement into Kish. And so what's also advantageous to the memo of understanding is that as long as we have one with Kish, whichever of our students go to any other community college within Illinois, that's still going to hold true. And so whatever community college that they choose to attend is still going to honor that agreement. So we're really trying to help students get into that freshman year, be in a good position, have credit-bearing classes, and just stay on track. The studies have shown that students that end up in remedial coursework just don't make it on time. I don't know if there's, in terms of some of the other information and stuff, some other highlights, there's no cost of material. So one thing that ISB is doing is they're going to actually provide online resources for teachers to kind of guide the curriculum as we get going. And we would imagine that in terms of FTE, that it's going to be fairly neutral overall, because we have, we've seen and we've done surveys with students asking kind of what their opinions would be for those students in that 4th year. And many of them have said that they would love to have this opportunity to be in that transitional course. So we'd be pulling from students who are misplaced in statistics, maybe misplaced in pre-calc. And so we would imagine that overall, we'd still have the same number of teachers and the same number of courses. And Vicki, I don't know if there's anything else that I missed that we should touch on.
No, other than just to understand that this is coming from ISB, and that it's basically state mandated by ISB, but school districts are being given great latitude as they develop not only the course under the umbrella that guidelines that ISB provides, but also as they develop that memo of understanding with their local community colleges.
Vicki, may I interject something?
Mm-hmm.
We implemented this class in my previous district maybe 4 years, maybe 5 years before I left. with a high level of success. And the pass rate, again, these are students that many are projected to enter into remedial math in college. Remedial math is paying money to take a non-credit bearing class. There are statistics and studies that show that the students who start in remedial math don't finish on time, but don't finish. Having this course also for those students who are not sure if college is really the thing, that I'm ready for college, they're taking a college level class in high school. Now, it's not dual credit, but it is a course that is going to get them into that credit bearing class. Again, wonderful success. I'm so happy that this is a class that we're pushing forward.
Yeah, can Vicky or I'm sorry.
Questions after the presentation.
Oh, I thought, okay.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you. Okay. So,
Nicole Nelmar, from the math department at the high school.
I currently teach stats at the high school. I've taught AP stats and RPS 205 as well. There's another cohort and it is a part of that group that Eric was talking about, who may not be going to, say, a community college and are not worried about their credit bearing at, say, Kishwaukee or Rock Valley or anywhere else like that. They're planning on going to a four-year college like NIU, SIU, or out of state. So those students have, again, the same options right now. So pre-calc, AP calc, or what was our other option? Regular statistics, duh. And what I'm proposing is to give them another option. So right now, the regular statistics class, with lack of better words, kind of the catch-all for everybody who either is an Algebra 2 student who does not have the skill level for a pre-calc class, didn't want to take a pre-calc class, all the way up to the students who took AP Calculus in Mr. Montana last year and have nothing left to take. So what I'm proposing is a class that can kind of meet some of these middle students who really want to take college level math, are not planning on going to a community college, so transitional math won't help them out as much. As far as getting credit, they could get college credit if they take the AP exam and pass it at many universities, as well as those students who are advanced and have already taken AP Calculus. The beauty with AP statistics, like the regular statistics, use statistics in every major. So that's also another plus for a lot of these students if they want to take college level math, but no, they don't want to be in physics or a math person or whatever else. They're going to use this. They're going to use the statistics in whatever job they do. We've already said statistics say like 6 times since I've been sitting here. Clearly we use it. So I want to give them another option that maybe will be a little bit more focused in on the students who excel in math, who are college bound for sure, because if you're taking an AP class, you usually have a college in mind. And just really want the challenge and are willing to do the work, but we're not tracked into the AP Calculus track. Unlike transitional math, I do have books, my bricks. So I have those on that side and those on that side. The books are the same. The top parts are the 2 supplements. One of them is the AP Stats prep book that Pearson includes with our textbook. The other one is Math itself. Unfortunately, unlike the high school textbooks, they do not do a digital only option for the higher ed books. So I would have to get hard copy books, hence the price tag. It will also include subscriptions to Math Excel though, just like the other classes through Pearson do. So the AP students would then have that access to the work, the guided help if I so choose to set it up and turn that on, and to know if they're doing it correctly, which is really important when it comes to being successful on an AP exam at the end of the year. Again, same thing as far as staffing goes. Basically, the idea with both of our classes is to give all the students in the very large variety that are in my regular statistics class now a few more choices to maybe select a track that's a little bit more appropriate for them, whether they're going to a 4-year college and want to try to get a little bit of their, or maybe all of their math credits out of the way, or if they're going to a community college and want to make sure that they're going to get into that 100 level class. So we're trying to kind of give them a little bit more option there, I guess, as opposed to having to go to pre-calculus, because while that's a great class, I love that class, I had a lot of students who come to me and went, nope, wouldn't do it, that's why I'm going to stats. All right, so this gives them another option if they are a college-bound 4-year student, but just don't think that pre-calculus, calculus, that STEM track is really for them, because they know that's not the profession. That's not the way that they're planning on going with it.
Think I have anything? Thank you, Nicole.
Michael Lofthouse?
Michael Lofthouse, I'm another math teacher at the high school. I promise I'll be the last one. I'm actually wearing a different hat tonight. I'm coming to you as our robotics coach and also as the mentor for our computer science club at the high school. We've done some work this year. We, as the CTE department, did some work this year retooling their 2 computer programming courses, Computer Programming 1 and Computer Programming 2, to align that more with some of the work. Ben, you can speak to that one afterwards? Or?
Yeah, it aligns more with what we're looking at in terms of ESSA and college and career readiness.
And so what I would like to propose is, in addition to those 2 courses, which some work has been done on this year, that we offer a course for students who have successfully completed that 2-semester series and give them an advanced placement option. I've already done work with students in our robotics club and then also after school with our computer science club, doing some higher level coding, working on higher level concepts. And I would like to be able to give these students an opportunity to earn some college credit, dive a little bit more seriously into these topics, and then and continue on if they choose a career that involves computer science in some way, whether it's actually writing the code, debugging the code, or if they're just going to be a manager on a team where somebody else is writing the code and they have to double check that work, that process that's going on there. So we're currently piloting the Code HS platform under cost and materials. It's a digital platform similar to Math Excel, except it includes a few more videos, some more hands-on possibilities. It's also available dual language, English and Spanish. So it's like Math Excel that we use in the math department, except there's an extra learning platform built on top of it. We're piloting that this year. So far, it's working out really well. That is all I've got. Excellent. Computer science.
And our last one. And Sean Potts is going to go over the proposal with you because Ryan Bounds, the teacher who put this proposal together, could not be with us tonight.
Correct. Yeah. Unfortunately, Mr. Bounds couldn't be here tonight, but this is actually, I mean, we're excited about all these courses that we're presenting to tonight. This one was met with particular excitement at Curriculum Council. I think because we know there's an interest, very strong interest among many of our students related to potential careers related to this course. So Mr. Bounds came to us wanting to look at developing, he currently teaches a series of graphics courses, which are primarily digital print graphics, but students within those classes have been expressing an interest in a video production route. So this year he's actually started to embed a little bit of that into Graphics 1. And the idea behind this is to now create basically 2 branches out of Graphics 1. Students can continue to go down a Graphics 2, 3 print route, or they could start the journey down a video production route that's going to basically use our existing technology, Chromebooks, technology students have access to explore mediums through YouTube vlogging, short films, newscasts, commercial, broadcasting basics, and connecting it to potential careers, including becoming videographers, audio engineers, video editors, script writers, and that's just to name a few. The class itself would be run with, again, primarily existing technology. When we talk about supplies, we're really just looking at purchasing a few additional cameras and some lighting equipment, voice recorders, to enhance what we already have as a district that we can offer the course. And then the hope is that a year from now or a couple years from now, we'll be standing before you advertising, promoting a second level of this course, an advanced level. So kind of create, again, 2 tracks within the existing graphics model. Any questions?
So what we brought before you this evening are actually course materials to represent the vision and the commitment that Dekalb High School has to college and career readiness. We really want our students to be just not college ready, but career ready as they leave the district and be better equipped in math and not need additional remedial courses when they leave us, because the data has shown that students who have to take additional remedial courses in college, their opportunity to actually graduate from a college is greatly decreased. And we really want to give students opportunities not only to engage in work that's going to prepare them for college and career, but it's engaging real life experience type of work. And as well as providing students, we're always looking for opportunities for our students to have the opportunity to earn college credit while they're with us here at Dekalb High School. So I think at this point, Victoria, you would want for questions. And not only our presenters are here, but TJ Fontana from the math department is here, James Horn, Ben, Sean, and myself.
Yeah, I think part of the question was answered by the next speaker.
Thank you for that.
And in general, it was about the STEM program and the traditional track, you know, of algebra, geometry, calculus, pre-calculus, and calculus, and then all the rest that you normally take going off to college. So that sounds like that's still available. Then,
oh yeah, none of that.
Other questions? I have a question, but it, again, was answered in a sense, the question that was answered, but I do want to make a comment. I'm huge on career, get career readiness. And it sounds like all four of these opportunities are all working towards career readiness, which I think is a very practical way to go. So, and so it seems that we've woven a fairly wide range of skill sets into that, and their general skill sets.
Maybe one more about the video production integrated into the graphics. What about teachers? Do we have teachers, particularly if it goes beyond the first or the first video production course that you're proposing? You know, will there be expertise in our teaching staff to go ahead deeper into that video production and so on?
We do, yes. And so currently, obviously, Mr. Bounds is working within that area. There are a couple members of the CTE department that would be able to assist. And we actually have a teacher that currently teaches primarily in the fine arts department, but video production literally is her second career outside of music. And particularly when we're looking at that video production 2 potential, that's where I think a lot of her expertise could potentially be called upon. She's already volunteered her services and collaborated with Mr. Bounds in the development of this course.
Okay, thank you. Because it concerns me. If you go back to old school graphic arts, you were talking engineering, drawing, and so on. Mm-hmm. The folks that did that may not be up to speed on video production, but it sounds like you have someone already that is.
Yeah,
so that's great.
Any other questions?
In the AP courses, particularly the AP statistics, it's the college level credit will be given for that course. Is it going to be a requirement, or is it in the plans that somebody with a master's degree in the subject area of math teaches?
Well, actually, I can speak to that. So the way the AP classes work, credit's given when you earn a 3 or higher on the AP test. So it's a little bit different than dual credit. Dual credit, you automatically get credit for the class as long as you have a memorandum of understanding with a local entity such as Kishwaukee College. With AP, it's based on that test, so you have to get a 3 or higher on a 5-point test. There is no requirement that you actually have to have a master's in that content area. So Nicole, with her endorsement.
Yep, I was gonna say, you get trained by the college board. Yep. You can do it as many times as you want. I've already been trained twice in my full district. And as long as you completed their training and you've gone through their auditing process, you are certified by the college board to be able to teach this class, and they will award the colleges that have the agreement with them for the credit for whatever score, whether it's 3, 4, or 5. They've agreed that if college board says you're okay, they'll grant the credit.
Can I also just brag on Nicole, because she won't tell you this, but if you remember in her presentation, she said that right now stats at the high school is kind of a catch-all. She's been teaching students within, I'm going to tell them this. She's been teaching in her statistics class AP students and preparing them for the AP test, even because she recognized that there were kids with that aptitude within her statistics class, as well as students who were in her statistics class who had no business being in there. And so she differentiated and provided that additional instruction and prepared them and they did take the AP Stat course. And do you want to tell them how well they did?
I'd say the 4 students who completed all the work last year averaged to a 4. I had 2 5s, 2 3s.
Great. Thank you.
Right, so do we have a consensus to bring these 4 classes forward for approval at the next board meeting?
Yes.
And then Victoria, embedded in there
Oh, sorry.
is no, that's okay. And that's why we linked it all together, because we knew it was quite a bundle. With the AP Stats, there is a material proposal. So with your permission, I will put it on public viewing for 30 days, and we won't be able to approve that till the second board meeting in November.
Do we have a consensus then to allow that you can put it on public view for 30 days?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have the non-business consent agenda, and this is an action item that the Board of Education approve the non-business consent agenda items A through C. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Okay. Any discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Rick Smith,
Yes.
Howard Solomon,
Yes.
Fred Davis,
Yes.
Jeff Albert,
Yes.
Mary Malott,
Yes.
Victoria Newport,
Yes.
Valerie Kennedy Hernandez.
Next, we have business consent agenda, and this is an action item that the Board of Education approve the business consent agenda items A through D.
So moved.
Discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Howard Solomon,
Yes.
Fred Davis,
Yes.
Jeff Albert,
Yes.
Mary Malott,
Yes.
Victoria Newport,
Yes.
Valerie Kennedy Hernandez,
Yes.
Rick Smith.
Yes.
Okay, next, we have new business and administration. And this is approval of DuPage Valley Conference invitation. And this is an action item that the Board of Education accept and approve the invitation for Dekalb High School to join the DuPage Valley Conference. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Peter Chair,
Okay.
any questions?
Does the board have any questions?
I got a comment. I guess to James and to Peter Goff. Just want to commend you guys, man, on a great job finding a place for us. Otherwise, we would have been in some big trouble. So I want to say thank you very much.
And I think along with what Fred's saying is also that this is a very good conference for us to join. It gives our athletes a lot of opportunities.
I just want to say that the preparation that we looked at, the materials preparation and the preparation that you all went through was stellar. Very, very nicely put together, and it seemed to put us in a very, very good light. Thank you.
Questions regarding the new conference?
Going to this conference, one of the things I noticed about it is that the schools there are a little bit bigger than schools that we're used to competing with. And we have done very well in athletics by being partially the biggest fish in a small pond. We're moving to a big pond, and I'm concerned about whether the bigger fish that we encounter could produce any kind of hurt in terms of physical injury to our players, or wear them out faster, or do something that might become injurious to the overall health of the players moving along.
Can I start to answer that, Pete, and then I'll let you finish? First of all, you're right. We were in a conference where there were some smaller schools, and that conference dissolved, and we were not offered an invitation to join as they reorganized. And Peter Goff and James Horn have spent numerous hours working through potential options. And at the end of the day, this was going to be ultimately the best fit for us. As far as us playing in a conference where there are bigger schools and our injury is going to be a concern, Peter?
Well, there's a lot of these, because right now, we have to meet those schools any way to go to any type of state playoffs, except for in football. We're in 7A, there's only one other class than us, is 8A. So I had a parent at the volleyball game, which we won. Didn't be sick of work today. I just got back from So, and she asked that same question, and what I said was this, is that we are going to play a sectional conference, a sectional schedule within our conference, which is that we're going to meet a lot of the bigger teams and get us ready to move on to the state series. Eventually, for us to move on to the state series, we would maybe have to run into one of these teams anyways. So, you know, just not in athletics, but in activities and everything else. And by the way, the booklet that was made was designed by our graphics people down at the, with Mr. Bounds in his class. So that was done by a lot of the kids too. They put that together. I just threw them stuff. I go, here, please put this together, and they did. But a lot of that, all those activities is that when we talked about it as a coaching staff and as an activity staff, is that we want to raise our level of expectations and, you know, and go up to that, because that's the standard. And that's where we're going to have to do it from the athletic wise. That's where we're going to have to run into those teams anyways. So we play a lot of those schools right now. I know we had to go to Mateo Valley. I think it was 35-6 or 7. So we have played some of those, and going through our schedule that I'm looking at, we are playing those schools that are that hopefully are going to be in our conference next year already. So we've already had a taste of that competition already.
Have any of the parents discussed or made comments regarding joining this conference?
Like I said, I've had a lot of people say, hey, great. I mean, we really have no place to land but here.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think they understand of what we're trying to do. But, like I said, I had a parent talk to me today, say they have a lot more resources and all that. But I said, just kind of what I said, is that we're going to have to run into them eventually. So why not get them now? And so we can prepare ourselves going into that. And plus, a big thing that we talked about is that we showed off Dekalb. We were proudly Dekalb. And Colin Barnes came in. We had one of the adjunct professors, right?
Jimmy Parker came in.
Yeah, came in. They were blown away. We met on a Thursday. They sent us a thing on Friday. So, and they could not talk. Keep telling us, James and I, how impressed they were with our students too. I brought our students in. They asked me questions. I kept looking at them, and I looked at the other schools that were there. I go, I did not tell them to say this. They are saying it on their own. I still owe them Jimmy John's. I haven't had a chance to do it. But they were very impressed with our facilities, with our community, and with our students.
The second question I was going to ask was about the facility. Being that we're dealing with a bigger school, will they have bigger rosters? Will we have enough space?
We'll have plenty of space, and we have something they don't. We have an indoor 200-meter track, and that's what they like about us. Besides all our other facilities, they were very impressed, and we had our students lead them in the facility. They were blown away by our auditorium, by all of the room that we had, and the facilities that we had, and academics, and then athletics. Like I've told people, I've been in a lot of gyms in the state of Illinois, and the Chuck Dayton is the best new state gymnasium that I've seen.
Any other questions? All right, roll call, please.
Ray Davis.
Yes.
Jeff Albrecht.
Yes.
Terry Millat.
Yes.
Victoria Newport.
Yes.
Valerie Pena Hernandez.
Yes.
Rick Smith.
Yes.
Howard Solomon.
Yes.
Peter, I just want to say thank you. You came into kind of
Yeah.
a messy situation, and we really came out, I think, on top. And so I thank you for all your hard work and what time you put into this.
Well, it wasn't just me, James, Mark Sykes, our students, our coaching and academic. Working with Mr. Craven, and like I said in the paper yesterday, keeping you guys informed as well. It was a good professional community decision. So I think that we're going to impress, because a lot of people think after Aurora, you're in Iowa. So
Thank you to the whole team.
Thank you, guys.
Great effort. Thank you. Okay, next, we have approval of materials proposal for economics education. And this is an action item that the Board of Education approved the purchase of Campbell, SR, Dansby,
RL Foundations for Financial Literacy, 10th edition, 2018, for the Economics Education course at Dekalb High School. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to say something. So Jenny shared with us the comment. Actually, there were two comments Melissa sent out one this afternoon from the same person. Thank you, Jenny and Melissa, for sending those out. And I think that the comments that Mr. Milner, I believe it was, made were very, very astute comments. And I do think that I would like to ask a question, because this is a 672-page textbook. I know we talked a little bit about it last time. But I think the comment that was made that I was most taken by was his comment with respect to the kids that will take this course. Will they be personally interested, I'm paraphrasing what he said in a sense, in the particular information? Some of it goes quite deep. And so I want to make sure that our instructors that teach this can use this particular text, for those students that want to go as deep as they can, as well as for the students that won't use all 672 pages or understand or want to comprehend some of the deeper concepts involved. So I'd like a little feedback from staff on that issue.
If I may?
Yes, please.
So what we brought before you, Carrie, is the result of really 6 months of work on the part of the two instructors who teach Econ Economics at the high school, Econ Ed. That process first involved taking a hard look at their curriculum, which had not been revised or aligned since the purchase of their previous materials from the mid-2000s. From that point, a whole new set of economic literacy standards were adopted. And if you go on the USD website, you can actually link to those standards, as well as new social studies standards have an economic literacy component to it. So even before they were considering a new source of materials, and in this case, a core textbook, they had to take a really hard look at their curriculum and make sure that it was aligned to the newest of the standards, which they did. In fact, part of the reason why we're approving a textbook now in October is because that process took them quite a while. So after they did that, they used that as really their rubric to find a core textbook to provide that foundational material for their course. If Scott and Mike Wolf are in here right now, Scott Schumacher and Mike Wolf are in here right now, and they could share with you their entire course curriculum, you would see that that book does not represent everything that they cover within that course, but certainly provides the core text for the main components that the state of Illinois says that they must cover. But this is a state mandated course in terms of economics education. What we're asking from you tonight is approval of these materials. But however, if you are the members of the board or Mr. Milner, I think it was Milner, because Jenny shared his comments with me as well, would like to take a closer look at how this book will fit within the curriculum that's being taught and is fulfilling at the high school, I'm sure that we could arrange a time to sit down and share that with you. But for tonight, what we need is your approval for this textbook to provide that core materials for the course itself.
Well, I guess, thank you. I guess the thing that I'm interested in finding out, and I don't know that this can be defined in a meeting like this, but I'm believing that you've already looked at the textbooks available and selected this one as the best that will solve or fit within what the mandate says.
Right.
Okay, and that from that book, then you can instruct to whatever level that's required. But I think Mr. Milner's comment that really caught my eye was that, and I experienced this myself when I was in high school and then early in college, that you need to have, for some of these concepts, you need to have really a personal interest in order to dig in, concentrate, focus, and accept what you're learning and be able to use it. And so that's because I know that some of this can be very deep stuff. And in fact, I was thinking earlier when we were talking about statistics, some of statistics can be very deep as well, and it's very much related. with what you're talking about right now. So I'm just hoping that we have on staff teachers who will find a way to get those kids who are truly interested. And I know some kids they're gonna do what they must do. But there'll be some that are truly interested in the depth of finance and economics. And I hope that we are able to help them find how it applies in their life, some specific example. Because it certainly helped me when I was in school.
What I
did
can
that.
speak
But
to.
I could make that argument about a lot of classes.
Yeah,
Especially the students that are required to sit in Algebra 2.
Yes.
If I'm not really locked in and I'm just doing school, then Algebra 2 could be a difficult class for some students. Or if they, took a cooking class that they just said, I'm just here because they put me here, if the level of interest isn't there, then the level of engagement isn't there.
What I also can speak to, Carrie, and again, really what we need from the board tonight is approval of these materials. And again, I'd be more than glad to share with you their templates and all the other life applicable activities and materials and speakers that they bring into the course. It isn't just straight dry from the book. They do a lot, like they've got this unit with the taxes, they have a deal, it's a simulation with HR Block. And I'm thinking to myself, my gosh, I could have saved myself thousands of dollars.
Everybody should have that.
To know how to file my own taxes, which I don't. So.
When it becomes relevant, it becomes.
Well, that's when I got excited. When
Right.
somebody told me that calculus could be used to figure out the acceleration of my race car, then all of a sudden I wanted to know how it worked.
I think the other piece too, Carrie, is these new financial literacy standards really emphasize that more practical side. That's why the standards were overhauled, and that they link beautifully with the Illinois social studies standards as well. All right.
Thank you, Vicki.
You're welcome.
Roll call, please.
Jeff Albrecht,
Yes.
Carrie Malak,
Yes.
Victoria Newport,
Yes.
Sally Penny Hernandez.
Yes.
Fred Smith,
Yes.
Howard Solomon,
Yes.
Fred Davis.
Yes.
With that, the meeting will be adjourned. All in favor?
Aye.